Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture. And that's what this is, pop culture chat. Y'all do this for me. As you all come in and watch this video, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. And if you like what you see, subscribe. Again, thank you so much. I have over 1,500 subscribers. I am very, very geeked out. I want you to tell a friend, tell a kin, and tell a coworker that I'm over here making these videos so that I can get up to 3,000. My goal right now, that is my ultimate goal for this time. So help me get to 3,000. And then after that, we'll set a new goal. All right, people, you saw what we're here to talk about. Jonathan and Megan Majors was on the Tamron Hall show today. So what I want to do is kind of go over my thoughts of what I heard, and just my perspective. I'm going to tell you what they've said, and then I'm going to give my perspective. So I saw this not on the full show. I saw clips of it as the Tamron Hall show allowed for us to have clips. So I've seen the clips. I think that there were 4 clips that I watched. And I will tell you, uh, I will tell you what I thought were the great points and then what I would have liked to have seen. How about we break it down like that? Because that way it'll get my stuff out. And I did take notes. So it first started off with Meagan Good, and Meagan Good came out. Now, first of all, I like that little outfit, that little gray outfit that she had on there. I wish she would have worn a different pair of shoes. She wore some white boots, but I liked it. I liked that her and Jonathan were coordinated colorly. They had their coordination going on. So I really did like that. I like the outfit that he had. It looks like I've seen that shirt or that style of shirt maybe in a different color on him, but either way, it looked good on him. She came out and she discussed their friendship, how their friendship built, and how their friendship then turned into love and affection, and all of those things. Now, some of the things that key points that she hit that I thought were great points that she did reveal that they both were in counseling when they met. She talked about the healing process, and she talked about it as it wasn't coupling healing process. It was he was over here in counseling, doing what he needed to do over here. She was over here. He had the court case. He had the mandatory 52 weeks of counseling that he went through, and there was another interview that he did where he said that he's still in counseling. Because he has talked about that he has been clinically diagnosed as severe depression. So he's still in counseling. She talked about her being in counseling. And like I said, all of this was brief. It wasn't like very in depth. So I'm saying it in depth, but it wasn't as in depth. But she talked about counseling and healing about from her divorce and how that shook her world and everything like that. So she's talking about healing and stuff like that. So then they both get together in that moment, and then they fall in love. Let's see. I said that Jonathan, he seemed very jovial. Now, the cynical Pam in me says he appeared to be a little drugged because he kept talking about this is I, this is I. But he was very jovial. He was very upbeat, and he seemed a little nervous because even when Tamron put some questions to him, and I just think that that's just his style because he does do that. He's kind of wordy. He will go to infinity and beyond about the questions that are asked for him, but he's done that so much that I've expected that from him. He discussed accountability. He discussed talking about what happened between him and Grace to his mother. He said he talked about it to his mom and his daughter. And then they went into talking about them being newlyweds. Now, I will tell you, I'm not going in the order that I saw that. I'm just telling you my great points. So then his mom joined the show. She talked about him. That was her baby. That's her eldest son, her little Batman, as she called him. But she talked about that she was very impressed with Meagan. She was very impressed with Meagan's side of the family. She likes her mother apparently, and if I hope I read this correctly, it says that the two moms, Megan's mom and Jonathan's mom, supposed to be going on a vacation to Jamaica together because they become good friends. Interesting. But she talked about that she did their marriage counseling. She talked about what marriage meant. She talked about uh, them coupling up. Though Megan, she was looking at Megan, but I think that should have been more to Jonathan because this is his first marriage versus this is her second. And I think that she just kind of explained the things that she was looking for about their relationship with God, if they were ready for this and going forward. But I did wonder why Megan's mom wasn't there. That was an interesting thing for them to be like that. I would have loved to seen her mom be there and thing. So they talked about focusing on the future. They did discuss honor culture, and they're very clear about who they were and what they wanted honor culture to be. They said it was the mind, body, spirit, and the community, aka the culture. They were talking about not only working out with the soul. Megan explained that there's only so much that counseling can work out for you, and there's some things you just got to work out your body. You got to sweat it out your body. You got to do something to get that out. And so that's what honor culture, part of what honor culture means to them. It means getting not only working on your individual goals, but doing this within a community that everybody else can do that, and you hold each other accountable. Now, Jonathan stated that honor culture was honoring yourself, honoring your story. He quoted Luke 22:32. And so here we go. Let me pull that up and I'll just read it to you. All right. So this is from the website Biblegate, and this is the new international version. Now, Luke 22 deals with the Judas to betray Jesus and the Last Supper. And so I will read it to you. I'm gonna read 31 and I'm gonna read 31, 32, and 33. It says, Simon, Simon, Satan has asked to sift all of you as wheat. But I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers. But he replied, Lord, I'm ready to go with you to prison and to death. So for Jonathan, this verse right here meant that not only was he supposed to help and strengthen himself, but he was supposed to help and be there for his community to help them strengthen in the areas that they need to strengthen as well. Now they did show us like that they were vlogging, so I don't know if they're vlogging for their TikTok or YouTube channel under Honor Culture or under their social media platforms. But they did talk about their hoodies and their shirts and how those sold out. They talked about being calorically woke. I don't know. But basically, they said that they know what calories that they're supposed to consume, and they consume them. But they're aware that if they consume these other calories, that what could happen and everything like that. So they're not saying that they don't have the cheeseburger or anything like that, but they are very disciplined about what they put into their bodies. And you imagine so because both of them are actors. So I imagine that they would do that. Now, Tamron did ask him, what was asked them about the future and what did they believe the future held. Jonathan stated that he was going to be working to help Megan in her career as an actress. He's also going to be working on honor culture, and he did say that he was wanting to go into the movies, get back to acting. So what I'd like to have seen, I would have liked to have seen Jonathan talk more about, wanting to get to acting because I do know that there are some movies that he is working on right now. Not necessarily say what they're about or anything like that, but just give people that he is in the works, that he is working on a couple of projects. I wish he would have mentioned that. But they say that their priority is having a baby. and him supporting her career. So their number right priority right now at this time as a newlywed couple is that they want to have babies. Megan talked about that earlier in the interview. She was saying that she was feeling pressured and pushed before to have a baby, and so when she was feeling pressured and pushed, she pushed back. She didn't want to do that. Now she doesn't feel pressured or pushed. She feels like she is ready. She feels like she's with someone who's not pressuring or pushing because he already has a child. So if they have a child, they have a child. If they don't, they don't. They are not pressed on it, so to speak, but they're pressed on it. I thought that this was a good interview as far as being on a major platform. I think that that was a good look for them to have an interview on a major platform. I just wished that I don't know. Again, I was just talking about Jonathan. I just wish he just to be a little bit more serious. I know people want to see him Jovel and all those other things, but I think that at this time, being on that platform, and Tamron Hall is a major platform. Uh, the I was just trying to see the population that Tamron's. So she looks like she is the person that has women between 25 and 65, and that seems like the demographic that Tamron Hall show does. That seems like the demographic that they were looking for because I know Megan Good. That's pretty much Megan's Good demographic. I think Jonathan Majors trends more for men between 18 and 45. I think that's his demographic. That's where he's at, and I think he's trying to either swerve back to or really get into the demographic of women between 25 and 65. So I think he is trying to swerve into that direction. And I think with that, I think had they spoken more on accountability, what he has learned through his counseling or anything like that, and then how he is how he is ready to get back into movies, I think that that would have, in my opinion, I think that that would have been more helpful. But again, like I said, for a first interview that is going to be seen by millions because they have done YouTube videos, I mean YouTube interviews with smaller platforms, but this is a platform, this is a major platform. I really wish that they had more to hawk besides the honor culture. I wish that there was more a project that they could be talking about leaning into. But again, they are where they are at, and I'm okay with where they are at. They are at the point now that they want to have a baby, and that's what they're focused on. So we'll let them be focused on what they're focused on. But that's it. What do you all think? Have y'all watched the interview? Uh, Going on the good points and the things I'd like to see. What were your great points of the interview? What were some of the things that you would like to see? Y'all let me know down in the comments. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.